Hey guys, welcome back to IMFL. As promised in my last pre-anniversary video, I said to you guys that I was gonna tell you how I saved £30,000 in 1 year. So if you're interested in finding out how I saved £30,000 in 1 year, then keep watching. Yes, guys, so I know that £30,000 sounds like a lot of money, but it's actually achievable. You can actually save £30,000 in a year. Obviously, it's depending on the type of job that you do, how much you earn, and things like that can make a difference, but it is achievable. If you can't save £30,000, perhaps you can save £15,000 or even £10,000 or even £1,000. Depending on where you're starting from, you can save a considerable amount of money if you listen to the few tips that I'm going to give you or that has worked for me. So the first tip, I'm going to get right into this video and cut out the preamble. The first tip is the most obvious, and I know you know what I'm going to say. The first tip is to save. Savings. Save, and save some more. It's so important. Savings is everything. Now, people say, okay, well, I don't earn enough or I don't make enough, so how am I going to save? Well, actually, I had a routine that used to work for me. So let's say this month I get paid £1,000. Then if my saving goal for that month was, let's say, 200, then as soon as the £1,000 comes into my account, I will take out or deduct £200 into a separate savings account. And I will pretend that I was only paid £800. Now, those of you watching should be able to understand where I'm coming from. You have times when you get docked from your pay, or you get extra tax gets taken from your account, or student finance starts appearing on your pay slip, or there's something that's gone wrong on a particular month, which means you've received less money than you usually would. What happens at the end of the day? Yes, it's a stretch. Yes, it's going to be a struggle for you for that week or for that month, but you manage. And that's how we are as human beings. We will always learn to adapt. As humans, we've become so good at adapting. We adapt and we make things work. So it is possible to do that. Mind you, you've put the £200 away and you've pretended that it doesn't exist and you only paid £800. So you manage your finances and pay your bills and live and survive on the £800 as if that's all you were given. So that's what worked for me, and it will probably work for you as well. So doing that month to month can put away a lot of money into your savings account. Another thing I'm going to say is make sure it's a savings account, ideally with another bank that you don't bank with, or possibly even if it is with a bank you bank with, tell them that you don't want a card for it. So you don't want a debit card or something that you can use in store. What do I mean by this? It's going to mean that you're not going to be tempted to go to the shops and use it to purchase anything, or to buy a drink from the shop, or to buy a dress for the wedding you need to go to tomorrow, and so on. It's so important to do that. If you do have a card already for a particular savings account and you don't want to open another one, you can hide the card or break up the card. That way, the only way for you to be able to get money from that savings account is to go into the bank. Now, who wants to do that with all those queues nowadays? Right, you get my point. The second thing that really worked for me in terms of allowing me to reach my £30,000 savings goal was to stop buying. And guys, I'm going to say this slowly so you can take it in. Stop buying things you don't need. We have so much stuff stored up, boys and girls, that we simply don't need. We don't need it. We can actually get rid of it and possibly even make money out of it. Stop buying. If you want to reach a high saving goal, something possibly that you've never done before, you're going to need to sacrifice. So if you're a spender, if you're a buyer, or you tend to click buttons on the internet like I do, for that period of time that you want to save that money, it's so important that you get a grip of yourself and say, I want this, possibly even need it, but I'm going to refrain from buying it. Don't buy anything you don't need. It's so important. It will save you money. The money you would have used for it will be put towards a savings. The best thing that I used to do is if I really wanted to buy something and I was like, oh, I really want this, I will put the thing in my basket. Let's say it's online. I'll put it in my basket and then I'll sleep on it. So on the following day when I've woken up, I'll think about it and I'll juggle it in my mind and think, do I really need this thing? And sometimes you will find, even now, I have things sitting in my Amazon account, things sitting in different websites in my account on my laptop, with lots of things in the basket that have never been bought. And that just goes to prove that really and truly I don't need those things, because if I needed them, I would have got them by now. The third thing that you need to do is to sell. Based on the back of my second point, sell things that you no longer have use for. It's so important, guys. The average person has like over £1,000 worth of things lying around in their house, in their attic, under their bed that they don't use, don't need, and can make money off. I use eBay. Now, guys, I'm not advertising for eBay. I don't get paid by eBay, but it works for me. So all I do is take simple pictures of the thing that I no longer want, and then I list it, put a description on, and then list it for about 7 days until somebody clicks buy. The money comes straight into my PayPal account, and that's it. I'm adding to my savings, adding or getting closer to my £30,000. Now, the fourth thing I did in order to save £30,000 is to minimize my spending. Now, some of you will be like, wasn't that point two? Well, actually isn't. When I say minimize your spending, it's not necessarily the same thing as buy. What I'm saying is you need to sacrifice yet again. So if you're the sort of person that enjoys cinema trips, enjoys eating out every now and again, enjoys going out for drinks with friends and so on, non-alcoholic drinks, of course, I'm not saying don't do these things. What I'm saying is minimize how much you do it. So let's say you go out every weekend. Perhaps cut it down to going out twice a month, or possibly even once a month, depending on your willpower. Some people can really squeeze themselves to get what they want. And that's what I would advise. If you're trying to do something that you've never done before, it's going to be difficult. You're going to really need to squeeze yourself. You're going to really need to put in a lot of effort and a lot of sacrifice to get it. So what I would advise is to minimize your spending. You can have fun in so many other ways that don't necessarily require you to break the bank. And then the last and not the least, possibly even the most important in my case or my opinion, was tithes and offering, guys. Now, some of you are thinking, what is this woman saying? Guys, I cannot say enough, I cannot express enough how important it is to tithe. As a Christian, tithing is giving 10% of any income or any earnings that comes your way. Tithing has helped me so much, and I'm going to give my own testimonies possibly in another video. If you're interested in knowing that, how I tithe, how God has blessed me, then put it in the link bar below. Comment on it and I will get that video out to you. And I will share my personal testimony on how tithing and giving offering has really helped me to reach some of these goals that I'm talking to you about. Offering, sometimes giving. Now, sometimes some of you will think, well, hold on. If I'm trying to save money, why am I giving money away? Well, actually, I believe that the more you give, the more you receive. And the Bible proves that to us. So even though you're trying to hit a goal, and you might be taking particular monies out of it to give us tithes or to give us offering, God is saying, if you do this, I'm going to bless you. And that's how it works. It's a simple principle. So giving out to the poor, giving out to the homeless on the streets, giving out to widows, orphans, giving, even if it's the next person on the train, or you think or you sense that the person needs help financially, be led by that and give. And through your giving, God will bless you so manyfold. Now, I'm going to share a very quick one because I think it's key to such a video and it's a very good way to end it. So basically, I was saving this £30,000 between a year's period, and coming towards the end of it, just before I'd reached my goals, there was an opportunity for me to offer in church. Now, it was tough because I just felt like it was really hard. I don't really have any money. I'm already squeezing myself. I'm living on scraps at the end of the month. But I was led to. So I gave £200 as an offering. Now, some of you thinking, whoa, maybe I don't have that kind of money. And it doesn't have to be £200. But when I gave that money, in the space of about 6 weeks, I received a letter in the post. And guess who the letter was from? HMRC, guys. HMRC had sent me a letter that they owe me money, overpaid taxes. Guys, what is better than that? £800. That's 4 times as much as I put in the bowl at church. Now tell me, how can you explain this? It's the grace of God. It's the blessings of God that comes with giving your tithes faithfully and offering unto the Lord. What if you're not a Christian? Well, you might be asking that question. Why don't you test the Lord and see? I promise you, there is nothing to lose. If you're not a Christian, test God with this and see. Say, okay, well, fine. People are saying God exists. People are saying if I give, I'll receive more. Test him and see. Now, I bet you 110% that God will deliver. He never fails. Stay blessed, guys. These are just a few tips that I want to give you on how I saved £30,000. It's worked for me. It's tried and tested. Possibly not everything will work from you, but take what you can from the video and let me know how your savings journey goes. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you want to see more of IMFL. God bless you, and I'll see you soon. Take care.